Hello, this is Adolf. Welcome to the video lecture series on the course of Design of Steel Structure. So in the previous lectures, we started with our design of tension members and cover some of the topics. In this lecture, we are going to see the working stress method concept and the net cross-sectional area of tension members. Let's start with the working stress method concept. The safe tensile load carrying capacity of a member or a safe tensile strength of a member PT is equal to area net sectional area into permissible or allowable stress in tension. So, this is the formula to find the tensile load carrying capacity of a section is find out by net area of the section into permissible or allowable stress in tension. So, permissible or allowable stress in tension is find out by 0.6 into Fy, whereas the net area it is find out for the different connections we will have different net sectional area. Mostly a tension member is designed for its net sectional area at the joint. The net cross-sectional area of a plate member is obtained by deducting the area of rivet holes from the cross-sectional area of the plate. Assume this is a plate, it is having a rivet holes. Then you have to deduct the rivet hole area from the gross area. So, AN is equal to AG minus sectional area of rivet holes. Then there are how we can find the net cross sectional area for the different types of connections. Let's start with the plate or flat with chain pattern of riveting. This is the chain pattern. So, it is like chain, it is connected. So, from this how we can find the area of net is area of net is equal to we know AG minus area of riveted holes. So, AG, what is the AG? If it is B into thickness, B into thickness minus number of holes, rivet holes into diameter of the rivet holes into thickness of the plate. So, A net is equal to, in this T is common, so we will take it out, T means B minus ND into T. So, this is the area of net when rivet are connected in a chain pattern on plate or flat. If the same rivet is connected in zigzag or staggered manner in a plate on flat, how we can find out is, this is rivet is connected in a zigzag manner. So, from B to C we have one pitch distance and C to D we have one pitch distance. And again here gauge distance, that is B to C we will have one gauge distance and C to D we will have another one gauge distance. So, how we can find out? So, area of net sectional area is equal to, what is the gross area? Already we know the rivet areas we know, that is AG minus area of rivet holes. This is the formula. So, how we can find this is B into T minus N into D into T. And what is the term here? We have a pitch thickness. So, we have to add that one, that is pitch 1 square into T divided by 4G1 plus pitch 2 square divided by T into 4G2. If pitch distance are same, then it will come pitch and if pitch pitch and if pitch distances are same, then we will have p square t by 4 g1 or g, gauge distance. So this one, how we will can b minus nd into t plus p1 square t by 4 g1 plus p2 square t by 4 g2. This term is called as area correction factor. Area correction factor. So the final A net is equal to B minus ND into T plus P1 square T by 4G1 plus P2 square T by 4G2. Okay, where P1 and P2 are staggered pitches and G1 and G2 are gauge distance. The next net effective area is for a single angle connected by one leg only. The diagram shows how it is connected. So the member which is connected to the gusseted plate is called the connected leg or A1, and the member which is free from the connection we will call as an outstanding leg or unconnected leg, outstanding leg or A2. This is a rivet is used to connect the member with the angle with the gusseted plate. The strength of the angle section is affected by the connected member and the eccentricity formed due to the application of load on the outstanding leg. So, the strength of the angle section is affected by the connected leg and the eccentricity formed on the outstanding leg due to the application of load. So, once the member connected to the gusseted plate, that member will act as a flat member. Flat member. So, the area of the net sectional area is equal to A1, that is area of the connected leg, plus K1 into A2. A2 is outstanding leg, area of the outstanding leg, where K1 is called a reduction factor. Why we are using this reduction factor means because of the load applied on the outstanding leg, an eccentricity will form. So that we are multiplying the reduction factor to reduce the area of the outstanding leg. So why? Because if A1, that is area, is greater than the A2 means you will have a reduction factor K1 value will be high. If area 1 is greater than the A2 means we have a reduction factor will be more. So once the reduction factor is more, then your area of the net will be high. So if area of the net is high means we can easily resist the tension. So how we can find the K1? Formula is 3A1 divided by 3A1 plus A2. So if you simplify this, 1 divided by 1 plus 0.33 A2 by A1. So this whole factor K1 value should not greater than 1.0. It should not be greater than 1. So we have to find the A1 and A2. How we can find the A1 and A2? So assume from here to here the distance is x, and from here to here the distance is y, and it is having a thickness of t. We have to find the A1 and A2. So A1 is net effective sectional area of connected leg. Net effective sectional area of connected leg. So how we can find out means, if you multiply the length into thickness, we will get the overall area. From that, we have to deduct this rivet area. That means diameter of the rivet into thickness minus, see here, this area, it is common for both connected and the outstanding leg. So it is having a thickness on the both sides. So if you want the net sectional area means, it will be divided into half. So if you divided that in half, it is like a triangle. So the area of the triangle is half into both base and the height is t. So if you take t as common, x minus d minus t by 2. Here the load half will take care by the connected member, half will take care by the outstanding leg. Area will be half will be shared by the connected leg and half is shared by the outstanding leg. So that's why we are using half into t into t. This is the A1. How we can find the A2? A2 is gross sectional area of outstanding leg. Outstanding leg. So how we can find? So here y into t, we don't have any rivet holes or rivet are presented here. So we will directly minus the half into t into t. So if you simplify, if you take out t as common, y minus t by 2 into t. So A1 and A2 we know. So if you substitute it in the area of the net sectional area, A1 plus K1 A2, we will get the area of the net sectional area of the single angle connected by one leg only. Next is, if double angles packed back to back or single tie section connected by one leg on each angle, or the flange of T section on the same side of gusset plate and tacking riveted, if it is like this, what will be the net sectional area? Net sectional area. So this is the two double angles back to back connected, and in this we will have a tacking rivet over here. This tacking rivet pitch, maximum pitch is 1000 mm. So if it is have a connection like this, what is the net sectional area? So you will have a x value, connected one is the x, and here to here it will be y value. It is an outstanding leg. Okay. So what is the net sectional area? A net is equal to A1 plus A2 into K2. So K2 is the reduction factor. So how we can find K2 is 5A1 by 5A1 plus A2. So if you do the common terms and out everything, then it will be 1 plus 0.2 A2 by A1. It should not greater than 1. Should be less than 1. Should be less than 1. In double angle section, in this section, we will have one axis is symmetry. One axis is symmetry. So eccentricity will be in one plane only. But in a single angle section, eccentricity will be in two planes. So the double angle sections have more strength, and it requires less strength to resist the moment due to eccentricity when compared with the single angle section. So we know the K2. How we can find the A1? A1 is net sectional area of connected leg. So how many legs are there? 2 times is there. So 2 into same as the previous one, x minus 3 into t by 2 into t. What is the A2? Here it is it 2 members are connected. So 2 into y minus t by 2 into t. If suppose your outstanding leg, these outstanding legs are not tagged each other, then your A net is equal to A1 plus A2 K1. K1 if your double angle section, if the outstanding leg, this leg is not tagged, it is not tagged, tagging rivets are not present, then your area of net will be equal to A1 plus A2 plus K1. Here K11 will be the different, 3 times of A1 plus 3 times of A1 plus A2. Otherwise, the A1 and A2 values are same. Okay, this is the net sectional area. So next is the design of axially loaded tension member. What is the design procedure? How we have to calculate it? First, we have to calculate the net sectional area required. So from the tensile axial load given in the question and the permissible axial stresses, axial tension stress, we will find the area of net sectional area required, that is P by sigma 80, where you get P into A net into sigma 80. So from that, area of net required is equal to P by A80. So from the area of net, we will find out that area is to be increased by 25 times to 40 times to calculate the AG. So to calculate the AG, we have to increase the 25 times to 40 percentage of 25% to 40% of area of net. So once you have the area of cross sectional area, you have to assume a suitable angle section from the steel table. By once you take the area of cross sectional cross sectional area, then you have to choose a choose the angle section, unequal angle section from the steel table. So once you choose the unequal angle section from the steel table, then you have to find the available net effective sectional area. So available net sectional area. So if the available net sectional area is greater than the net required area, then it is your suitable angle is correct. You can go for the another step. If the available net area is less than, so if your available net area is less than area of net required, then again you have to choose some other angle section, and you have to do the have to find the available net sectional area, and it should be greater than net required. So once it is greater than the net required, we can find the number of rivets required to make end connection member to the gusset plate or any other member. How we can find is N is equal to P by RV, axial load by rivet value. Once we find the rivet value, we have to check the slenderness ratio. So slenderness ratio is lambda is equal to R minimum, L by R minimum. L is unsupported length divided by R minimum, radius of gyration. This radius of gyration is given by the, we can take it from the steel table. So if you want to do the design of tension member, we have the steel table in our hand to find the various requirements from it. So in this lecture, we covered the design procedure of the tension member. In the upcoming videos, we will do the design problems related to the design member. Thank you.